But yeah, just getting right. Hold on. What up with y'all? Yeah, cool in the night. Alright, what up, y'all? So, yeah, finna get out of here. What y'all on tonight? Chilling? You see what I'm doing? Putting some pants together. It's really a regular night for me. Alright, cool. Talking about what I'm doing to the flag. I'm making pants, bro. Same thing these people did to the flag. They made a vest. same thing people have done for a million years. Make shit, bro. What you think I'm doing? And I'm gonna put some music on after this, 'cause it's too quiet. Let's put some music on. I'm just making some pants, gang. Just making some pants. To why you not gay? Well, good. Like, what you want me to say to that? It's just, it's weird. Finna stitch.
while I'm playing. That's why I gotta drive. I got good music. Come on, we design. I hate when she play games, cause she know I like. Yeah, my diamonds make me smile. Yeah, they make me cry. She gon' blow me like Super Nintendo, yeah, Street Fighter. Can't be supposed to ask me, really where why. I dropped out of college, shit, I had to retire. All my college friends, still ain't getting high. Niggas still on the block, yeah, with the fire. Got my young niggas out the streets, they inspired. Got the biggest weight, I feel like inside. They say I'm the greatest, I know he ain't lying. Man, I wish I got this shit, yeah, right. They don't want a real one, yeah, to go viral. Worried about the day, it's tomorrow. Worried about the day, it's tomorrow. Worried about the day, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Worried about the day, it's tomorrow. You just blew it. I'm improving. My solution. Institution. Smoking
This shit.
daily. Stop polluting. Into joy. I ain't tryna quit on top that for sure. Yeah. Dig. Yeah. You can't come back in my life. It's too late. I'm doing alright. Doing fine, but in the best lane. You're beyond review. Review. See you. got myself a little on the table. You know me and my determination. They keep fucking with my fascination. Walt Disney copy imagination. Money obsession ain't got fascination. Sending shots gon' do the vaccination. Sending shots don't assassinate me. VA and congratulating me. Why they killing all these black babies? That ain't bad. No, I see. It's a trap, everything. Yeah, you cap. Yeah, to me. Lately I've been feeling like a motherfucking monk. Be a bender, avatar, money blue as fuck. Say she sick of me, yeah, but she flew the fuck. Ice on my neck, NHL, yeah, he fuck. Damn, y'all niggas suck. Attributes get 'em up. Attributes get 'em up. Attributes get 'em up. Damn, y'all niggas suck. Attributes get 'em up. Attributes get 'em up. Attributes get 'em up. All I got is up. Came from water suck. Came from water suck. Came from water suck. Gotta double up. When we count it up. Man, my pockets insecure. I they blowing up. All you roll. Roll out. Roll out.
I hate this fucking. She gotta go.
She feel like the 60s. I got all this money. They still fucking with me. And they can't believe it. That nigga achieving. That nigga succeeding. Call the police on it. Man, they think I'm thieving. Too long gon' make me right. No strings attached, no kites. They cannot see no sight. My chain gon' go no light. My chain gon' go no light. My chain gon' go no light. I'm still hungry at night. Could sleep losing my mind. Mom blow my phone decline. Gotta handle this like a man. Can't handle this, understand. Niggas gon' flip on your friends. Come off so easy, dawg. But I got these scissor hands. Yeah, girl so fucking good. We gon' have to make some plans. Niggas dying every day. There ain't no ambulance. But it happens every day. So you know what it's playing. Man, this life so crazy, dawg. Man, I finesse the man. They like, boy, why you playing? Bitch, say so what you saying? Don't call me baller, nigga. Man, I'm a baller, nigga. Man, I'm a grown ass nigga. Don't call me baller, nigga. Man, don't be prejudiced. She feel like the 60s. I got all this money. They still fucking with me. And they can't believe it. That nigga's achieving. That nigga succeeding. Call the police on me. Man, they think I'm thieving. She feel like the 60s. I got all this money. They still fucking with me. And they can't believe it. That nigga's achieving. That nigga succeeding.
some fucking educational. Something to stimulate the mind. These shorts are basically oh my god. These shits is gas. Let's see. 16 hours ago?
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features you gotta know.
Just tenacity isn't enough. I always think of virtues as ingredients. It's like a good meal. I believe my ambition is a big part of why things have worked for me, but I would argue
Let's
that
see what those look like.
ambition, competitiveness, and tenacity,
Crazy.
humility, and patience have been equal
Everything's
ingredients to
patched.
why I've
I'm gonna
gotten
put them on
and
and
I
show
think
you.
when you think about
even know
ambition
they fit.
and tenacity and humility,
And
they
they're not
seem
closed
to be
up.
potentially contradictions. But I think they're meeting in the middle, or they're bridges, right? They're pulling from opposite directions, which creates strength. Attention is the number one asset.
Welcome, Gary. Welcome.
Thank you, ladies.
So fun to talk to you. Can't wait to dive in.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
So, Gary, you have done so many things.
You can
What
see-
made you decide to write a children's book?
Well, you're right. You know,
I gotta
probably the fact that I love doing so many
close the
things.
crotch,
So
but
it's a good observation, Liz.
crazy.
You know, I think for the last 10 to 12 years, I've been very affected by the fact that I've been on a journey of creating content on the internet at the earliest stages of social, right? There's very few people on earth that have pieces of content almost every single day since 2006 on the internet, and I'm one of those people. And that's been obviously a great
Type
blessing, and also comes along with its challenges. But
Jesus.
what has really caught my attention is
They
probably
try to
7
close
to
them
9
up.
years ago, I started to get emails and direct messages that were less about business advice and more about life. And that was because my content was evolving, because now I realize what happened. At the time I didn't realize it, but all I was ever trying to do was make content that was valuable to people. It started with wine recommendations, because I feel like people buy bad wine and spend too much money on it. And then that led to business advice. And then what happened was I was being so specific and tactical with my business advice. Do this on email, do this with your website, do this on Twitter, do this on YouTube, do this on Facebook. And I just kept watching people not do it. And probably around 39, 40, so I'm 48 now, like probably 7, 8 years ago, I was like, wait a minute. This isn't because people aren't smart or they don't know. This goes deeper. This is, around real life emotional frameworks. This is around self-esteem. This is around insecurity.
So we're
This is
gonna
around seeking
stitch some of these
validation. This is
patches
with,
on.
discipline and patience.
I
And
just gotta switch the
my
third color.
content started to evolve, and it was really impactful. I started getting very emotional stuff to the extremes of, not to overshare, but people would send me things that they were on the verge of taking their life, and
That is
one
oversharing.
more swiping through their newsfeed, and a video of mine stopped them. Things that you almost struggle with. To be very frank, the first 5 or 10 times I got them, I'm like, is this real, or someone trying to be, nice or dramatic? Really intense stuff. Okay, great. That kind of creates the modern place where my brand sits, right? Cool, amazing, enjoyable. And then it got into the third level, which is getting to somebody at 18, 19, 23, 41 is not as impactful as getting to someone at 3, 4, 5,
Let me
6,
switch
7.
it up.
And so when I started this collectible,
Shh. Shh. Jeez.
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business.
Yeah.
So you can sell it online,
I do.
They ain't
my
help me sell
website,
shit.
I edit my videos, I create my videos, I film myself, I do all my social media stuff. And I'm just
So?
wondering, am I hurting myself by trying to do too much?
potentially. Now, the thing by doing it that allows you is you'll know how to judge it because you did it. Most people hurt themselves by outsourcing too soon. You know why I was unstoppable at running a liquor store? Because I did everything. At 14, I did the ice, and I stocked the shelves, and I closed the store. Like, I knew how to do everything. So you've been a practitioner of everything, which is huge, which is going to allow you to be able to build. And when I say build, it means when you hire someone to do things, which you will if you keep growing, you'll be able to know if they're good and you need to promote them, or if they're bad and you need to fire them because you've done it. Attention is the number one asset.
My question is, I am a full-time martial arts instructor and combat sport coach. I coach kickboxing, MMA, and I'm a full-time YouTuber as well. I've got 500,000 subscribers on YouTube at Hard to Hurt. And my gym has been open for 7 years. I've been doing it full-time in brick and mortars for 9, and I am closing in 2 months.
Is that hurting your feelings?
Yeah. If you can't tell, I'm getting a little emotional thinking about it.
It just became because the business model, the way that real estate and gyms, like, it just got too tough.
So I don't have any business. You talked earlier about are you a true entrepreneur or do you have entrepreneurial tendencies? I'm not a true entrepreneur.
You have a passion for the skill you're selling, not the So Michael, good news. I got it, brother, and thank you for giving me that daps of like you got it. Like, good news. You are a prime example. A prime example of someone who should have a partner.
Yeah. That's tough in my space. People that do fitness and martial arts are all flaky.
No,
they're artists, so they're
I'm talking about a business owner. I'm talking about somebody right now whose dream in life is to operate a restaurant, be the manager of operating a restaurant, and operating a restaurant and an MMA gym is the same exact business. Vayner Sports is in UFC. Do you know that?
Yeah. Chris Weidman.
Weidman, Corey Sandhagen, like we're in it. Like, I love MMA, but I'm a businessman. Like, do you understand if you made a video to your 500,000 YouTube people, say, where are you located, brother?
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Do you understand? Because I'll tell you why I said even better. The amount of retirees that realize that they're like 61 and they're bored and they used to run an $800 million corporate company are going to see this video and be like, fuck it, I'm going to go team up with him. You don't even understand how good you have this. You literally going to make a video and say, and again, I know it's shutting down, and I know that you have to, like, for a year, like, decompress. But like, if you decide to open another one in 2026, you're gonna make a video that says, I've done it before, I know what I've learned. It's like watching the film to a fight in UFC or MMA and kickboxing, and you're like, oh fuck, I dropped my left hand, and you get better at not dropping your left fucking hand.
That's very apt, and it's funny you mentioned a restaurant. I actually have a buddy, he owns a couple restaurants, and he's like, hey, why don't I just do all the parts you don't want to do? But so I think you're 100% right. The only issue why we didn't go that route yet, and I never even thought, hey, I'm going to give it some time, this might answer my question. I did it because my kids are 14, 11, and 6, and I cannot own and run that program and not be in there 6 days a week. Like, I just can't do that, and I'm missing everything. So I want to pull back from the brick and mortar and focus more on the YouTube channel, which I honestly probably would make more money if I did that. But I still love teaching.
It sounds like the vision was losing. Like for diminish all the energy and time and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, it was the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. I made an okay living. It was a fine job, and I was very passionate and I enjoyed it. But it's so many hours, and I was missing so much of my children's life.
Brother, picking family over money and business is never a bad decision. Ever, ever, ever. Only is it a bad decision when you're not doing something you loved, and now you're between two things you love. But that's a great decision by you. I'm proud of you. Keep going.
So on the day trading and attention, I want to focus on the courses, like online courses and martial arts courses.
Okay.
Am I too late to the game with that?
No. Literally today, somebody's going to make their first TikTok and be on their way to being one of the most successful TikTokers. Literally today, somebody's gonna start a YouTube channel. Bro, I started my YouTube channel in 2006. When did you start yours?
About 5 years ago.
You mean 2019?
Yeah.
You were 13 years after me. Was it too late? No, you're fucking rocking.
Yeah.
There's never a bad time to start a good business. It's never too late. If you're 80 years old and you still have energy, like, why wouldn't you start a business? Like, the concept of like just waiting to die is a bad idea. No, you're not.
Yeah. I've got a few courses and they do okay. I guess it's just, you know.
Well, that's because you've been wasting so much fucking time on the store. Now you're gonna find all these fucking hours and you're gonna allocate it to your kids and these
Yes,
courses.
sir.
You're gonna fucking be thrilled.
Yes, sir. You're right. Yes, sir.
Do not pay somebody to build you a Shopify store because I'm going to do it free with 20 handpicked products by myself and my expert team and professionally written ad copy for all of those products at no charge. And if you don't believe me, I dare you to click on this ad, go to the next page, and see if I ask you for a single penny. And I'm doing this
off of
because
this fucking.
I am a shop.
I have a side hustle of selling firewood, and then I turned my side hustle of that into a side hustle of content creation, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. And so over the past few years, I've just been growing steadily. This Friday night will be my 230th consecutive live stream that I host weekly. Recently, I don't know if you're familiar with like tabletop fire pits.
Yes.
So recently, I just launched mini firewood. So like I sell mini firewood online.
That's
I
fucking.
went through the USDA certification program to be able to ship across state lines. And this isn't complaining at all, but like I do my website, I edit my videos, I create my videos, I film myself, I do all my social media stuff. And I'm just wondering, like, is there a point where I should, look at outsourcing something like to a team? Like, am I hurting myself by trying to do too much?
Potentially. Now, the thing by doing it that allows you is you'll know how to judge it because you did it. Most people hurt themselves by outsourcing too soon. So that's number one. So good news. I love that you're doing it because you know how to do everything. You know why I was unstoppable at running a liquor store? Because I did everything.
Right.
At 14, I did the ice, and I stocked the shelves, and I closed the store. Like, I knew how to do everything. Like, do you know why VaynerMedia is a really interesting company? Because I'm the only CEO in advertising at this kind of scale that actually does the work that the company does. All the people we compete with are ivory tower, holding company, accountants, and bankers. They're not practitioners. So you get a practitioner of everything, which is huge, which is going to allow you to be able to build, which is huge. And when I say build, it means when you hire someone to do things, which you know is growing, you'll be able to know if they're good and you need to promote them, and you need to fire them because you've done it. The amount of people that outsource social media to people and have no idea if it's going well or not is more than most. Can you afford to hire someone?
Well, I mean, that's the other downside of it. If like that, I'm aware it would require, giving up some revenue that I am making in social media. So
That's called investing into your business.
yes, and that's how I look at it.
Cliche mistake that most people make, and I can tell you're not fully there. You're on the right side of this, but Dan, do you know how many people's businesses never grow because they need the money that's coming from the business for their lifestyle, and they don't put the money back in the business?
Yeah, I can imagine quite a few.
Right. And then something happens, and they didn't have any money in the business, and they're completely out of business.
Yeah.
All because they needed a new BMW.
Right.
Yeah. So, I think the other thing for you to think about, brother, is, it sounds like you can afford something, and I think you should do it just to taste it, because the answer is nobody knows.
Right. Yeah, like right now I'm like trying to work on like packaging design for my shipping boxes and trying to,
Well,
improve
let me
that.
ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, because I didn't view this complaining. Are you enjoying all of it, or what parts?
Yes.
Are you cleaning any of it?
No,
I keep doing it longer.
I just feel like I might be hurting myself because I am doing so much.
No, you're saying I might be leaving some money on the table
Possibly, yes.
Listen, if you said that you love something, and I saw this way you said it, I believe you. How can you be hurting yourself if you're loving everything you're doing? You're talking financially.
Yeah, and just maybe potentially like missing out on opportunities, you know, and not I guess achieving something as soon as I maybe could. So
Well, that's the lack of patience potentially.
possibly, yes.
I think you're just kind of this. There's two different answers here. There's the continuation of joy, which I would highly recommend, and then there's what's the best way to optimize. And then to your point, and where I'm going to go with this is you could probably achieve all of it because it just seems like you're super fucking obsessed with firewood, and anything you do is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, you obsessed.
Potentially, yes. Yeah.
And so when I hear the amount of times you use potentially, I would say that I have a really good insight for you. Every time that you have a burning feeling of something potentially might be better that way, you should do it. And then if it's not better, unwind it and go back to the way you did it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, you know, right now I just think about things that I kind of have on the back burner that I want to bring forward, but then I get into something else, and then it's just a constant.
That's called being creative and being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But, by the way, it's me too. And I have 2,000 employees just at VaynerX.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've got plenty of quote unquote support around me. But like you're thinking about things because you're creative. And you got a lot of things going on because you're running your business.
Right. And just real quick on your, insecurity thing.
Yes, sir.
Like the one thing that's what I'm not afraid to admit, I have small wood.
Good way to send this out. Love you, Dan. Good stuff.
And also, on my Friday night live stream, like anytime somebody gives a super chat, I have a little gimmick hooked up where like drops a coin in the cup and we all take a drink and raise our cup. And we can raise wine glasses if you're ever interested.
Send it over, brother. I would love to, I want to know everything about your mini wood.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you very much again.
I think I first started with you back in 2020 during COVID. I was working at a bank. I was always tired of time. But I was also like kind of wondering what more can I do, right? And then you came across my feed and you started talking about finding your passions, chasing your passions, doing what you love, and that really resonated with me. So after that, I started a little private soccer training business, one-on-one private soccer training, and I was enjoying it, but it became draining, right? So I was like, okay, this is it's fun, but it's taking too much of my time. I'm not enjoying my time with my wife, with family. It's too much. So then I transitioned into video editing, making highlight videos for soccer players, and same thing, a little too time consuming. So yeah, it started kind of just posting for fun, right? Posting for fun on all social platforms. And I take everything that you say to heart. So a couple of weeks ago, we reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Got approved for the YouTube Partner Program, and we were excited about it. Okay, yeah, let's start monetizing this a bit, right? A few content, and then after that, it took off 1,000 the following day, an extra 1,000 subscribers the following day, and so on. And that's how it's been for the past couple of weeks now, and we're up to almost, I think you just hit 14K this morning. And I saw the generated revenue that's been coming in from that. I'm like, wow, like this is now, I see why people, turn this into a full-time gig. I kind of had forgotten what my question. It was about merch. No, I kind of you kind of answered partially as I've had you on the background while I've been working, but it was like, okay, I have this Spike. So Spike 17 is my nickname. I had spiky hair in high school. 17 was my jersey number. So I was like 17, and I was okay. So Spike 17 training was the name of my business, and I have the YouTube channel called Spike 17 TV. I've had this merch, right? I've had it for over a year. I haven't really pushed hard on it to sell it. I think what I've been focusing on is building the brand, right? Like gaining the followers, kind of telling the story, having people, get emotionally connected to Oscar and to the YouTube page.
Makes sense.
What I was asking was should I keep waiting right?
You could do both, brother. You could jab and right hook. You're allowed to throw out the merch push once in a blue moon. Like, you could do that shit, and you're more than allowed to do that. And I would highly recommend you putting it out there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. And that's kind of the same thing that we're doing with so I've gone really big into content creating, just making content for fun, right? And I got reached out by a USL 2 franchise, Utah United. Shout out to Utah United Academy. Shout out to Mark Davis. Mark Davis is a huge fan of me, by the way. He's the head coach, kind of co-owner or founder of Utah United, and we just kind of talk about you all the time. And it's funny now that he's watching this too. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess the question would be like, what with Utah United? We're kind of on a mission to kind of stand out amongst all the other.
Don't think in the terms of standing out. Think in the terms of providing value.
Providing value, yeah.
You know what I mean? Back to, you've been listening a little, like we talked to Joey Bats, Vegas, your rivals there. Like the way we talked to that lady in the UK. Like, too many people are like, oh, we're gonna stand out from all the other, soccer teams, or like it's not about that. The way you accomplish the standout, the way you accomplish the happiness, it's all the same shit, which is how do you bring value to people, right? This book was originally called Jab, 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 right? Which was a follow-up from a book that I wrote 10 years ago, which is what I was just telling you to do, which is give value, and then you can ask. If the Utah Club puts out great videos, learning videos of how to start your soccer journey, highlight videos that people think are rad, or escapism, and then you ask for people to tune into the game on ESPN Plus or to buy tickets, you're going to convert better because you brought value. Yeah. There's a lot of people that will buy this book today because it's a thank you, consciously or subconsciously, for the value I've provided. And because they think they're going to get value, right?
Right. No, that's exactly how I feel. So that's why I bought the book. I asked it for a Christmas present back in last Christmas, and figured out that it was barely going to be released right now. So yeah, I mean, I'm just grateful to be on here, Gary. And I mean, I kind of, like I said, I take everything to heart what you say when it comes to pursuing what you love, not chasing the clout, not chasing the money, chasing happiness, true joy.
Oh, it's always happiness. Like, look, money and clout, slang for reputation, potentially at its best form. Those are good things. Having a good reputation, having money, they're not bad things. It's just not easy to sustain them if you're not in a good place.
Right.
Why do so many millionaires burn out and go into addiction or lose their money? It wasn't sustainable because they weren't in a good place with themselves.
I'll try to give you a very short backstory, but I'm building a business with my dad. We've grown up loving mini bikes. We've ridden them all our lives. He literally buys and flips them and fixes them, and really cool. And over the last decade, I've worked as a professional filmmaker making marketing content. So I learned working with business owners and entrepreneurs, like what it takes to build a business. And so I finally took the leap to build one with my dad. And so for the last 8-9 months, we've been doing product. We're about to do our VIP pre-sale for the first 25 bikes that we'll be doing. And I'm confident that we're gonna sell out because I think with the amount of hype that we've been building. But my question for you is, once we get an influx of this capital, what would be the best way to invest it back into the company? Is it better to hire people? Because right now it's just my dad and I. Would it be into equipment that can help make our jobs easier? Would it be into more marketing? Also, for background, I left my job.
Let me answer that question real quick. Yes.
All three.
So the question becomes the cadence, and I think the cadence of which ones of the three are completely predicated on which ones you want to do or which ones you least want to do. And I would focus on what you want to least do.
Yes, okay, so accounting, I definitely don't want to do accounting.
So then I would hire somebody that knows how to do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe do somebody who's part-time and partial because you're still a small company. So I like to go with either extreme offense marketing or plugging holes that is a vulnerability because we don't want to do it.
Gotcha. Now, what if it's something I enjoy doing, I'm good at, like video production, but it also is the most time-consuming element, which takes me away from the visionary role, which is what I'm kind of in the company. Because like,
The visionary role is not something you actually do, it's something you think. I'm in a visionary role in the company too.
yeah, that makes sense.
I do my visioning when I'm fucking in the shower, or taking a poop, or on a plane,
What?
or when I'm walking across the street, or while I'm talking to you right now, I'm visioning some of the stuff I want to do with virtual influencers for VaynerX, because the brain has the capacity to be thinking about multiple things at once. The thing you're talking about, the visionary thing is, don't let that turn into some sort of bougie entitlement.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's like, what are you gonna fucking do? What are you gonna sit in a room and look at yourself?
Yeah, no, not at all. I
Like while you're editing, if you're like a lot of other good video editors, the video editing a lot of time is your therapy and your time to think as well. So vision while you fucking edit.
That's true, totally. I understand that 100%. It's something I actually do a lot of my thinking in the shower. That's where I do my best thinking. And I don't know if you'll appreciate this, but we literally, my fiance and I moved back in with my parents to start this business.
Of course you brought that up knowing I was gonna fucking appreciate it. It's
Well,
like I'm obsessed with everyone. I hate when people live at home so that their parents pay for their whole life and they're just sitting on the couch and fucking talking shit and doing nothing. I love when people have the strategy to have the humility to move back in with their parents, to save dollars, to reset to a springboard and extract more family time with their parents. Two very different versions of living at home. One is you're still a fucking child. The second is you're a humble operator looking to reset and strategize. Two very different fucking people.
That's exactly, I had to realization 2 summers ago. I'm like, we only have X amount of time, and I don't spend enough time with my dad, and here's something we both care about, and I have to build it.
It's the greatest thing that ever happened to me is that time with my dad running the wine library.
Yeah, that's. I feel that every day. I feel fortunate to live the living a dream. I'm very fortunate in the fact that the only reason I was able to do it, we had a condo. I had to move to the States for a little bit for work, and so I sold that condo, and I had a bunch of money sitting in the bank account. I'm like, what am I doing? I could use this money to build something of my own, or I can keep just doing what I'm doing and miss out on that opportunity. And so we took the leap, and here we are, 16 months later. We haven't sold the product yet, but it took time to build.
For you.
Look, my business is Twill, the Worldly Leather. It's a brand, but everything started because I've been 25 years in the leather industry, over 25 years. So, and I realized that the materials, when they're the leather, is one of the most sustainable materials. So that's why, even if I was in the supply chain, I moved to were directly to the consumers, just because I wanted to create a brand where the materials were where I could educate and bring some products to the people that were sustainable. My challenge is creating this education and bringing this awareness, because there was a big the leather industry is at the front of the industries because of the nature of the business. So
somebody on Twitch said they need 100 leather wallets. Should they DM you on your?
Yes, thank you. Yes, so thank you so much. So there is my Instagram, and so my question is that when I've learned that the many companies are doing, of course, the greenwashing is just saying that they are doing something that is not. But many companies are also doing the greenwashing. So where the greenwashing is where the industries or the companies are doing some of the sustainable efforts, but they are not communicating it. Why? Because they're afraid of not reaching the goal or whatever. So what would you recommend to approach, and not, of course, social media, and I'm trying to educate, and I'm trying to create every Beacon. I'm really thankful for the opportunity at Beacon, because I have had the opportunity to even to talk to Michael Rubin, or leaders like that, say, hey, what are you doing for us consumers? You know what I mean? Because we want to learn. So what do you recommend or help me to, how can I address this creating marketing, creating content, so I can get people, because a lot of people think, oh, sustainable is so expensive. But if we all start, like you were saying, eating healthy, when you start eating clean, I mean, you help the soil, and there's so much behind it. So
A couple things. I think, with anything that people think about in these genres, there's the ideological part, there's the financial part, there's the one thing that I always think that for good businesses struggle with is when they start leading into shaming people versus educating.
yes, yes.
It's a humongous issue for nonprofits and for cause businesses. There's a really incredible insight about people. They are visceral to being shamed. People would rather be punched in the face than shamed. Shaming is an incredibly ineffective tool. So I think that the first thing that I would say is, one, the answer to your question is content. You know that. You know what my answer is going to be. But I think how you do your content is important. I think you have to be very thoughtful of being overly empathetic and just keep pounding that empathetic framework with information and patience and lack of emotion. Like, this is something you're passionate about. I will never achieve me fulfilling my goal of making all 8 billion people like each other.
Meet Asana, a work management platform that helps companies get more done and save more time. Teams can stay connected while they track updates and visualize timelines. Asana, a smarter way to work. Try it for free today at asana.com.
Now the commercial space.
Wow, this is great. What you said about financing and tax implications has to be loving
The
it.
current zoning allows for a dog grooming business. Your dogs need to see it too.
Expertise is one of the many ways an agent who is a realtor works for you.
It's not gonna happen. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna try.
Okay. Yes.
It's just execution, right? Like, what is VFriends? VFriends is my opportunity to scale my message using characters that I know can get to people that I can't.
Yes, yes, with different.
And Jessica said, why the fuck not? Jessica, the reason I don't think I'll be able to achieve getting equally people to all like each other is it's just not the reality of the human race in 50 years based on what we are right now. 5,000 years, but like, we're just too far away from that right now. We've been taught too much to dislike. We lack compassion. We lack sympathy. We're too selfish to be able to do that. Modern parenting is not showing me that they're going to achieve that. So why not? Because fear is a very effective formula.
Well, in fact, that was a big mistake done by I mean, the industry did not approach all the sustainable efforts being done. And that's what I'm trying to communicate also to businesses. Because if you start doing anything in sustainability, don't make the mistake that the leather industry did.
Yeah, but I also think the bigger issue is that businesses go out of business if they run out of money.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, like, the question starts to get very heady on this issue. For example, when I hear this issue, I'm like, yes, sustainability process for a lot of businesses doesn't require more money, but for many it does. And it requires, you know this, short-term money, but then long-term it will work out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Money has never been more expensive than it is right now. Interest rates are at all-time highs for a lot of people, or at least 10 times. Most of the businesses I know are barely holding on to state. Like, businesses are stressed the fuck out, Eva. People are asking them to, like, business environments are more competitive than ever. AI is looming and changing the whole world. Governments' regulations are getting harder. People are asking them to do shit, and they're barely getting by. And some aren't. Some are
Alright, I
flush
gotta
and
show y'all
flushing.
this.
And I think when you look,
Cause these
like,
look
and then
crazy.
there's also consumer demand, right? Until the consumers demand it, businesses aren't going to give a shit about anything.
This is what is very interesting because there was a survey done by IKEA where it says that 3 out of 4 are really looking for this sustainable.
Surveys are full of shit, Eva. Like, the way people buy shit is the way it actually works out. But look, I think it will head that way because people will learn. But like, it's a challenge, like, again, I think we touched on a lot of important things. I would say for you, focus on not shaming.
Yes, that's what I've been doing. Yes.
And just information, and then you can feel when you're 99, when you're laying there, you can feel like you gave it your all.
Yeah, I gotta
And
add
that's
some
all
more.
that I'm trying to do. That's all we're just human beings. We're doing the best we can. And to answer you
What?
directly, put out the information.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
I got a question for you.
Cute.
All right. I started a newsletter. It's called the Sunday Sauce. We do one every week. Don't be like, well, you got to do 90 a week. Like, don't start doing that. Let me just get the question because I know you're about to say it.
No, we rep Sauce Gardner at Vayner Sports, and I was gonna help you.
Oh.
Now that you said don't say it.
Now we're not doing it.
Yeah, sorry.
I spoke too much. No, but seriously, the idea behind it is to get some real data from like the actual audience that we're cultivating.
All right,
and
I'm finna go
obviously
smoke.
provide value to what it is we're writing about. My
Appreciate
question
y'all.
to you
Love
is,
y'all.
what's
Till next